So starting, if you're able to, from a standing position, keeping in mind that throughout this practice, especially with the stretches, you can modify whatever you need to, be mindful of your body and what it needs. And if you have pain or injuries or mobility issues, then, be kind to your body and do what's going to be good for it. And that includes sitting if you need to during the stretches, or if you're able to do it standing, that can be helpful because then there's something else we can be mindful of. Just be mindful of standing. Throughout the day, we sit, we stand, do various things, but because we do it so much, we tend not to pay attention. And one way of practicing mindfulness is to purposely pay attention to kind of the ordinary things or the routine things, frequent things things that are always present, that we, as a result, don't give much attention to. So right now, if you're standing, be mindful that you are standing. Notice how that feels. Feel the contact or pressure on the bottom of your feet. Notice the specific spots, the specific areas on the bottom of your feet where you can feel pressure, or where you feel it more. You might feel more on the bottom of the heels or around the ball of the foot, bottom of the toes. Just kind of feel it. Feel the weight of your body pressing down towards the floor. And also feel your legs supporting you. Notice perhaps any muscles that are slightly tightened to hold you up. After all, if your leg muscles were totally relaxed, you would just collapse. So feel your legs supporting you, feel the muscles that are doing a little bit of work to hold you up. And you can let your arms and hands be loose. So actually those muscles throughout your arms and hands can be completely relaxed. But feel your arms. Notice how they feel. Feel your hands. And also feel your whole torso, your back, your belly, your chest. Notice your posture, positioning of your back. And notice that you can feel your breathing, the movement of your belly or chest. That slight rising and falling as you breathe in and breathe out. And also feel your neck, and notice your neck supporting your head, and feel your entire face and head. And notice if there's any tension in your face. We often hold tension around the mouth or jaw, or around the eyes or forehead. See if you can kind of let your facial muscles kind of loosen up. And if you find your mind thinking ahead to what you're going to do next, or how long this will take, or whatever, just notice that those are thoughts. And just be here now. Just feeling, maybe savoring your ability to stand. Appreciating all the parts of your body that coordinate to allow you to move and sit and stand and change position. And now from here, if you're able to, just raising both your arms up, keeping the elbows straight and lifting them up to your sides, and then continuing in an arc until you have both hands overhead, arms straight, reaching up. Just really notice how that feels. Feel the sensations of stretching. Notice any sensations that you might be feeling through your shoulders, perhaps, or your arms, even right up into your hands and fingers. You can play with it a bit or make adjustments depending on how it feels to move the shoulders a little, or one side more than the other, or stretch higher, or ease off, depending how it feels. You might notice some muscles starting to get tired now. And you can always put your arms down if you want, but if you're able to hold it a little bit longer, see what that's like. And then now bring the arms down, just moving them until you're letting them rest by your sides again, and let your hands and arms go loose. And notice how they feel. Notice any difference in how your arms and hands feel now compared to when we started. Feel your whole body. Just being open to your body as it is now. Including the sensations of breathing. Just notice that you are breathing. Now, raising just the right arm up, reaching upward. And if you want, you can let your left heel come off the ground a little, reach up even more. But try to keep the rest of your body as relaxed as possible. You don't have to tighten everything. And keep breathing. Try not to hold your breath. And really feel it. Feel this position. Again, ease off if you need to, if there's any pain. Or, see how it feels and whether you want to sort of intensify the stretch or whether you want to ease off and go by what your body is telling you. Maybe now bring the arm back down. Purposely, consciously moving it and feeling the letting go at the end. And notice any difference between how your right and left arm feel. Feel your whole body, just in touch with your body as it is right now. Various thoughts may keep coming up. That's okay. But when you recognize that they're thoughts, see if you can leave them alone. So we can use this time of this mindfulness practice to take a break from all of the usual thinking and doing, and planning and worrying and so on that we engage in so much of the time. And instead, we can take this time to just be. Letting go of expectations, even letting go of sort of plans for it to go a certain way or desires for the meditation to have a certain result. And just be open to observing whatever does come up for you. So now doing the left arm, doing the same stretch, but now on this side, reaching upward. Notice how it feels. Noticing even the subtle sensations. Because we could do something like this and just be thinking about other things and not really paying attention, or you can really closely pay attention to all the sensations of various muscles and joints that are stretching and parts of your body you're using to do this. And then bring the arm back down, feeling it move, and feel it letting go at the end. Notice any difference now between your right and your left arm. And just feeling your whole body. Feeling the sensations of breathing. Feeling your breath moving in and out. And then from here, raising both arms up. And then once your arms are overhead, taking a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just leaning to one side. So letting your body kind of just create a curve. You probably feel stretching, particularly along one side of the chest. maybe even stretching into the shoulder. Just noticing however it feels, relaxing into it. And then taking a deep breath, breathing in and coming up. Just reaching up straight, and then as you breathe out, leaning to the other side. And then just breathing naturally, relaxing into it. Just feeling whatever it feels like for you. Maybe appreciating you're doing something good for your body as you do stretches. Now breathing in, coming up. And breathing out, bring the arms back down, letting them relax. And noticing that kind of relief as you let the muscles go. Just experience whatever you're feeling, your arms, throughout your whole body. Including the feeling, the sensation of breathing. So notice that you're still breathing. Notice if your breath feels any different, or maybe other things have changed. You might feel your heart going a little faster, or maybe you feel a bit warmer from all so this amount of exercise. And then from here, raising just your shoulders up. So bring them up towards your ears. Notice the muscles that tighten to do this. Notice any stretching, just feeling it. And then bring the shoulders back down, let them relax. Notice what that's like. Then moving the shoulders towards each other in front. And in doing so, you may feel stretching across your upper back. And then bring the shoulders back down. And then bring your shoulder blades back. You're pulling your shoulders back so that you might feel stretching across your chest. And then bring the shoulders back up again. And now continuing in a circle. So just going through all these positions in a nice big circle, taking your time. No need to rush. Whatever pace feels good for you. Trying to feel it the whole way around. And if you want, you can reverse the circle and just circle your shoulders the opposite way. And then let the shoulders come back to that relaxed neutral position. Just feeling your body connected to it. And then let's do some gentle stretching of the neck. And particularly go easy if you have any neck injuries or neck problems. Or just generally, it's a good idea to be gentle with neck stretches. So to stretch the back of the neck, maybe just let the head hang a little bit in front. Kind of bring your chin towards your chest. Not forcing it, just to the point where you feel a reasonable stretch. Notice what that's like. And then bring the head back up to the center. Now bringing your left ear towards your left shoulder. So just tilting the head to the left. And however far feels comfortable, don't overdo it. Just till you feel kind of stretching across the right side of the neck. And then tilting the head to the right. And in doing so, probably feel the stretching in the left side of the neck. And then bring the chin down in front again. And just continuing kind of in a semicircle through these three positions. Just gently, nice and slowly, moving the head around. You can change directions and reverse it if you want, or just stop at any point if you feel dizzy. Coming back up to the center, to your head, just resting in a neutral position. You can check in with your body. Notice how you feel at this moment. In other words, feel your body and the position you're in. And then from here, moving to a sitting position if you're currently standing. So we'll do the rest of the meditation from a sitting upright position. But any adjustments you make, any movements, continue to be mindful of your body, how you move, take your time. Even just moving from standing to sitting, there's a lot going on that we can be aware of. And notice how it feels to have your body now in this sitting position. And then just closing your eyes, or if you prefer, just looking downward, maybe with an unfocused gaze directed towards the floor in front of you, or a neutral spot. Letting your shoulders be relaxed and your hands and arms just resting loosely wherever it feels comfortable for you. We're trying to sit reasonably upright, so not rather than slouching, sitting with an alert posture. And notice that you are still breathing. Hopefully you're breathing. If you're not, you might want to start, but you're probably breathing. Of course, we're actually breathing pretty well 24/7 unless we purposely hold our breath. But most of the day, we're not really paying much attention to it. Like so many other things, that unless our attention is called to it, for example, if we have trouble breathing or we're coughing or something, we'll notice our breath then. But most of the time, we're just breathing in, breathing out all day long, and not really aware of it, not noticing it because we're not paying attention. So the difference now is to pay attention. Just by feeling it, feeling the sensations as you breathe in and then as you breathe out. And of course, as you feel your breath, whenever you notice that your mind wanders, perhaps you get lost in thoughts about something, well, firstly, be aware that you're aware that you're noticing that. That's helpful to be able to catch when your attention has drifted away from your intended focus. And if it's because you got lost in thoughts about something, see if you can be aware of that. Notice what you were thinking about. And then you can consciously choose to sort of put that thinking on hold. You can always think about whatever it is later. And instead come to the present moment, focus on, well, whatever we're focusing on, and which for now is just the breath. So if you find your mind wanders off repeatedly, that's okay. Remember, that's quite normal. It's what the mind tends to do. And all you need to do is each time you realize your mind has wandered off, then each time simply, gently, patiently redirect your attention to your breath. Just by feeling this breath right now. And then feel the next breath. And the next. Since we're always breathing, the breath is kind of a handy target to focus our attention on when we want to ground ourselves in the present moment. But we could focus really on anything that's happening in the present moment. We could focus on any sensory experience or anything going on inside our mind. So for example, you could notice that along with your breath, you can feel a lot of other sensations all over your body. Feel the position that your arms and legs are in. And feel your arms and legs. Notice any contact or pressure if your feet are resting against something. Feel where your hands are resting. Notice any contact if they're resting against something. Notice the contact of your body with the chair or whatever you're sitting or resting on. If you're sitting in a chair, you can probably feel pressure or contact against the seat of the chair and the back of the chair. Or maybe even the arms if it's a chair that has arms. Notice how sensitive the skin is to touch. Perhaps even feeling subtle sensations like various places where you can feel your clothing touching your skin. You might even feel the air against your face. And notice the temperature of the air. You might feel sensations even inside the body from various organs and tissues, your muscles and joints. the whole sensory, the field of the sensory field is very rich and detailed, since we have so many millions of nerve endings. And we also, when we talk about sort of the so-called five senses, we're really talking about different sensory experiences from different kinds of nerve endings. In the skin, there's nerve endings that allow us to experience touch, although as well as temperature and other sensations. But we also have specialized nerve endings in our tongue and nose and in our eye, going to our eyes and ears, so that we have these other senses of smell, taste, sound, sight. So maybe right now, just focusing in on being aware of sound, noticing that you are hearing. Of course, you're hearing my voice talking, hopefully, and notice all the other sounds you might be hearing. Sounds from within the room that you're in, or sounds coming from outside. Notice even subtle sounds. Perhaps you can even hear the sound of your own breathing. And throughout the meditation, you also may notice thoughts and emotions that come up. So we have our sensory experiences, but in the present moment, another thing happening sort of inside us in our mind is that we experience thoughts and emotions. And you may have already noticed feeling different feelings. You may have noticed different thoughts coming up throughout the meditation. Maybe specifically observing those at this point. Just watching thoughts. And you may notice that if thoughts come up that are either pleasant or unpleasant, that there's sort of emotional states that go with them. Feeling states like happiness or sadness, or nervousness or calmness, feeling patient or feeling impatient or frustrated. All kinds of different emotions, feeling states can come and go, along and thoughts that go with them. It may seem like your mind is constantly active, chattering away. And of course, all these different things are all happening at the same time. So maybe now, for the last couple of minutes of the meditation, just be open to all your experiences, whether it's thoughts, emotions, body sensations, other sensory experiences like sounds. Just kind of lay out the welcome mat for all of it. Just open to the richness of each moment, so much happening, most of which we hardly ever pay attention to. And maybe now, as we come to the end of the meditation, just taking 3 slower, deeper breaths and really feeling them as they move in and as the air moves out of your body. Breathing in and out mindfully for a few breaths until you hear the bell ring.